What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, August 9th, 2022, I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here today. I'm quite aware you could have been anywhere in this world today. Ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, I'm quite aware you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friends. On this balmy, as I put my glasses on because they are foggy, because it is so hot here in New York. I think it's the hottest summer of the year. It's close to 98 degrees here in New York City. So, man, happy Transition Tuesday to you all. Hey, speaking of hot and hazy, hot and humid and steamy, we have an action-packed show for you today. And before I begin our show, I always like to state my intentions. And my intention is to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transition. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. That's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. Just checking to see if anybody's on the check-in. No one just yet, but that's okay. So, man, a lot of stuff is going on here on this Transition Tuesdays. A lot of things are going on today, man, as we pull back the curtain on the events of the day. So, first off, I want to talk about the FBI executes a search warrant at number 45's Mar-a-Lago home, okay? Which is just crazy. It's never been done to a president ever. We got Felicia on the check-in from The Rock. What's going on, Felicia? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, let's talk about this FBI executing this search warrant. Okay, so, and I'll read this here, these items. So, the FBI executed a search warrant yesterday, at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, Florida, as part of an investigation into the handling of the presidential documents, including classified documents that may have been brought there to Florida. Now, classified documents, these are things in which presidents is by law. I forget that. I'll look up the law, but you cannot take classified documents with you when you are leaving the White House. When you're leaving your term, when you finish your term, you cannot take classified documents with you on your way back home. Can't do that. All right. The former president confirmed that FBI agents were at Mar-a-Lago and said they even broke into my safe. This is by number 45. He's saying that. Number 45 was in New York. He was here in New York when the search warrant was executed in Florida. And he said, number 45 said, and I quote, he said, "My beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago on Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents." This is unquote. This is by number 45. Now, the home of the former president raises the stakes for the Justice Department and comes as Trump's legal problems continue to escalate on multiple fronts. Trump is also expected in the coming months to announce that he will launch another bid in the White House for 2024. And I know he's been getting the backing of those in Congress and all those things. They want him to run so that he'll probably make an announcement sooner because of this, because he feels that he's being picked on. Now, also, let's see who else is in the check-in. On the check-in, we got the voice of the Jaspers, men and female, men's and women's team. We got the Pick and Pop podcast. We got this guy as always on ESPN and other sources. We got my man, Uncle Smoothie. What's going on, Smooth? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Also, we have Janice joining us, my Jasper sister. What's going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, so just to continue on with this search warrant, let's see. It says the Justice Department has two known active investigations connected to the former president. One in the efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election, and the January 6th insurrection, and the other involving the handling of classified documents. That's what this president has going on. Now, it says the search began early Monday morning and law enforcement personnel appeared to be focused on the area of the club where Trump's offices and personal quarters are. So again, I think they went to one particular room. They're looking for, well, let me just state this. Here's what the FBI does. I mean, those letters, Federal Bureau of Investigations. These are investigations. The FBI, the Fed, they don't just do things on a whim. They probably had some stuff already, brewing, and this is it, This is kind of, I guess they have a smoking gun, and when there's smoke, there's fire. So they went in there. So it's not like a haphazard thing, we're just looking for certain things. Yeah, I'm sure they're looking for certain things, but they are looking for certain things, which are classified documents that if a president took this from the office when he left there, that's a federal offense. That's a crime. You could be jailed for something like that. So, it's just crazy. Also crazy. And it also says at least 15 boxes of White House records were recovered from Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort, including some that were classified. So at least 15 boxes. There have been reports also that, hold on one second before I say that, there have been reports also that, and let's hope this isn't the case, but I can see, and I'm going to paint a scenario, that they said some classified or some important documents or things were flushed down the toilet. Could you see number 45? I don't know, this just came to my mind just now. Could you see number 45 on the toilet? Just visualize, just work with me, guys. Just on the toilet, reading documents, being like, oh my God, no, I can't have this. We can't have this. Ripping this up and just flushing it out the toilet. I can see that. And I'm sure I'm not the only one here. We got Gene joining us. What's going on, John? What's going on, Gene? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. My fellow sister Jasper. Welcome. Oh, and Gene, I'm so glad to hear and read that you're in great health too. My prayers go out to you. I know you are that fighter, Gene, and I'm glad I got that news that you're doing so well, and I'm glad that you're here today. Thank you so much, Gene, for joining us. I appreciate you, my Jasper sister. But just visualize that, guys. I can visualize that, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So that's what you got going down there. And I'll say this. So again, it's and I will say this on the record, off the record, what have you, is this. If this raid doesn't lead to charges against number 45, let's say all this is done for naught and there's no charges brought against him, and this will be his thought process. He and his Magna party, his Magna people, his Magna supporters, they will feel invincible if there is no charges against him on this particular raid with this search warrant. He would think that he is invincible. He would think that. He would definitely think that. And, so it's crazy. And again, this could be like red meat for his base, because I can see him, he hasn't announced he's going to announce. He's kind of alluded to the fact he's going to run number 45 for president 2024. I think they want him to expedite it now, and he's going to probably build on this momentum. But I could just see it now. It's us. See what they're trying to do? See what they're trying to do to us? It's us against them. So I'm sure when the FBI comes a knocking, there's reasons why they come knocking. It's not happenstance that they come in there. Oh, you got some things we're gonna look at. And the people are saying this is coming up, before the midterm elections and everything like that. It's all political, what have you. But hey, when there's smoke, there's fire. And you got some Republicans out there, which is crazy. They're saying, oh, we should defund the FBI now. Oh, it's convenient to defund that group, right? So. But how, and I've heard this in a number of, cases. You can look it up, guys, and Google this. The FBI hasn't been so fond to to black and brown people, killing them basically, or behind this, you know what I mean? And nothing's been said about that. But as soon as you put a little pressure on number 45, oh, maybe we should defund the FBI. Just something to think about, which is crazy. But, we have to see. But again, if there is no charges against number 45 after this raid and the search warrant, and there's no charges, this guy will feel like he is Teflon Don. And that might lead into some momentum for him and his Magna Party people, because this is the, you got Republicans, you got the Trump Republicans, the Magna Republicans. These are two different parties. It's my estimation, and I think the Magna Party is taking over the Republican Party. That's just my 2 cents on that. So we got to really see what the deal is on that, and you just never know. You just never know what could go on there. So stay tuned on that. It's all part of that political drama. I talked about that, guys. It's political drama. Will he or won't he run? Are they going to have an indictment? Or, are they going to bring charges because of this? What is number 45 going to do? All political drama just before midterms or what have you. It's it's political. It's political drama in which everybody is here for it, especially the politicians, especially the TV networks and everything like that. So, hey, buckle up, strap it in, because we're going to find out what the deal is and stay posted. And hopefully things will take place on a Tuesday like they're doing today on Transition Tuesdays. So also, guys, I want to talk about, man, I just came from a concert, and I'm glad Miss Felicia's on here, as I call her Miss Sweetness. I'm glad she's on here as well, because I'm going to talk about the Rock the Bells Festival. I just witnessed this past Saturday here in New York, Forest Hill Stadium, in which, man, they had everybody at this, man. Oh, my God. They had LL Cool J, Ice Cube, had Busta Rhymes. I'm going to give you a thorough breakdown of this concert. Man, Little Kim. They had the boss, Rick Ross. They had Fat Joe and Remy Ma. They had Scarface. The Diplomats with Jim Jones, Jules Santana, and Cameron. They had Onyx in there. Onyx was there. Man, had Trina. I don't know why she was there, but she was there. Okay, I'll go into that. Diggable Planets they had Nori. Nori kind of came out of retirement. When the last time Nori performed, he came on. It was Queen's Heavy in there, hosted by Roxanne Shante. Man, I tell you, a couple of things about the concert. Okay. Now, we were there for 9 hours outside, in the stadium. It's an outdoor stadium. Oh, boy. It was a great concert, one of the best concerts I ever was part of, live, seeing a concert there, but it was a lot of things outside the concert I'm going to talk about as well, but I just wanted to break down each person and give you like the little nuggets about it, man. So, let's start with, first, it starts with Large Professor, formerly a Main Source. He did his songs, the thing didn't start on time. I wish it did. Doors open at 1 o'clock. Didn't start on time, but hey, things happen. But the Large Professor performed. And again, like I told you, this is Queens Heavy. This is Queens Heavy event. It's in Forest Hills, Queens. Man, a lot of the artists were Queens, Queens based, so you had that as well. So it was good. So Large Professor starts off the show. Oh, and also let me just tell you also, they had man, if you haven't seen this guy before, here's what I recommend too. Kid Capri. If you've never seen Kid Capri rock a show, he was there rocking the house. Man, oh man, I'm going to talk about that as well. But yes, first off, Large Professor. Large Professor did his thing to start off the show, the festivities. Then it just kept building and building and building. I think from there we did Diggable Planets. Diggable Planets cool like that. They won a Grammy and everything like that. I think they dismantled, but they came back. They were very good too. Very good too. They did their thing. After that, I believe it was the Diplomats. And I like the way they broke that down. Jim Jones, Jules Santana, Cameron, and they all came together and did their songs. That was good. I think each act took like maybe 35, 40 minutes. At least it seemed that way. Again, we were there like a good 9, 10 hours. in the heat. You know, a lot of people fainted because of heat exhaustion. You know, man, it was really hot. It was really hot there. But you know, the diplomats did their thing. Next, let me see who was next. I'm trying to go in order of appearance. Oh, and also before I forget the two. So what they did in this festival, they had food there. And they had, and I wish I had a chance to eat it, but I'm gonna talk about this. But they had the food of Bun B, rapper. He has these bun burgers, which they had in the festival. Lines as long as hell to get that burger. Wasn't able to get that. We'll talk about that. But they had that. They had different food vendors for the festival, like for these rappers. You know, all types of stuff. So wasn't able to get to that food because, again, man, I tell you, if you got to those, and those lines are so long, it's just, some people were not prepared for these lines. Again, I believe, and I don't know if I mentioned this, the Forest Hills Stadium holds 13,000 people. So there was 13,000 plus just in the stadium alone. Like they had a little pit, the large pit, there had to be at least 7,000 in there. So you had like 20,000 people. So people trying to get food, there was lines, caused a big deterrent. If you got on some of these lines, you was gonna miss the concert. You know, I was lucky with Miss Sweetness. We got on one line. We had to use the bathroom just one time, and man, I'm glad we only did that because we were gone like 45 minutes, and we just was waiting to get a pretzel. We tried to get pretzels. That's the only thing that didn't have a super line. Everything had a line in it, which is crazy. I don't know what's going on, but we did that. We got our 3 pretzels. We came back, and somebody sitting in our seats. So they didn't have crowd control. There was no ushers there. It was just like staff support. You know, I had to play my own citizens, I guess, justice, I guess street justice, and had these people who were sitting in our seats, had them get the heck out of there because I paid for these seats, and I'm going to be sitting in my seats, you know. But that's the chance you took if you decided to get some food, which is crazy. But I digress. We'll talk about that a little later, okay? But, so from there, yeah, Remy Ma, Fat Joe, they performed. They ripped it up. They got a nice stage presence. Those two, they're like brother and sister. Papoose came on there, had a little freestyle. They brought their little daughter up, which was cool. You know, Fat Joe finished up the show with Lean Back and everything like that, and all the way up. He did his thing. Rick Ross, the boss. We missed the first portion of it because, again, we were out there trying to get some food. But we came back for the last portion. Rick Ross, the boss, that guy Rose, you know what he says that, you know? He's the guy. He did his thing as well. Jada Kiss. Let me go over Jada Kiss, man. Before Jada Kiss, let me talk about the Onyx. Onyx, again, Queens heavy. Onyx, man. They just bring the energy, the enthusiasm, man. They did their thing still. Onyx still does their thing. Next, let's talk about Jada Kiss. Okay, Jada Kiss. Oh, let me just read this real quick. Gene says, hold on 1 second, make sure. Gene said, don't tell me you're getting old now. Yes, I am getting old. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good thing, Gene. That's a good thing. So Jada Kiss. Let me tell you something about Jada Kiss. Like he says, top 5 dead or alive. Yes, this guy has a stage presence. This guy does his thing. Crowd participation. Everybody knows his lyrics. He brought the Locks on, his brothers on there, and he presented his, the Locks, his teammates, his team members, these championship rings, saying they are the champion of the streets. That's all they care about. They don't got no Grammys, they don't got no awards, but they now have this championship ring. I thought that was cool, and Jada Kiss presented that to his bandmates, which was cool. Jada Kiss rocked the house. He does his thing. He is top 5 dead or alive. He is definitely that dude. He is definitely that guy. Next, we go to Little Kim. Now, Little Kim, it seemed like she was on a mission because it looks like Little Kim redeemed herself. I know she was on the BET Awards when Diddy was getting that award. She came on and did that one song, and I know a lot of people lit her up on that. She came like she was coming to avenge somebody's death because she had the stage presence, the show, the whole nine, the dances, this, that, and the third. Went over her great stuff. Brought Little C's on there from Junior Mafia. Now, keep in mind, they didn't rock with each other for years. They've been fell out for years. He comes on there. He praises the queen. They rock out. Little Kim did her thing. She represented Brooklyn to the fullest. She did her thing. I got to give it up to the queen, Little Kim. Then you had Trina come on there. Trina, now, I don't know why Trina was part of this bill, personally. I don't know. She only did 2 songs. Only 2 songs. She stepped off. I don't know what the planning was. I don't know. Maybe LL has his relationship with her. I don't know. But, she came on. She did a thing for those 2 songs. Next, who'd you have next? Oh, Busta Rhymes. Now, I've been told that there's nothing better than a Busta Rhymes concert if you see him in concert. And I believe it. Busta Rhymes, he was my favorite in everybody. And I'll go over the next 2 also. But Busta Rhymes was my favorite. This guy brings the energy. And before he even does this thing, I got to give shout out to the best hype man in the business now. Because there's been so many hype mans from Flavor Flav, whatever. Spliff Star and Busta Rhymes, they complement each other so well, and they put on a show. Busta Rhymes with the energy, man, from start to finish. Busta Rhymes, he, in my opinion, was worth the price of admission. Busta Rhymes alone was. This guy has 30 years in the game. He hasn't missed a beat. He's playing all his hits. Matter of fact, he was just stopping his hits. Because he said, I got 30 years in this game. I can stop it if I feel like it. Let's go on to the next song. He was on that vibe. It was just an energy this guy brings. Him and Spliff Star. I was presently pleased. Not surprisingly, because I've heard a lot about going to a Busta Rhymes concert. He ripped it up. Then from there, he passed it on to Ice Cube. And Ice Cube, some people think, Ice Cube came in and he was another guy who came in there like, okay, y'all think I took time off for rapping because I do the big 3 and I do movies and everything like this and that and the third. Okay, I'm going to show you what my skills is being one of the best to ever rock the mic. He did his thing. Ice Cube did his thing in there. I'm telling you, he ripped it up. And then they passed it to the man of the hour, LL Cool J. LL, with the scenery and everything like that, he did his thing as well. Now, we didn't stay for the whole concert to see LL perform because by then it was like 11 o'clock and we've been there like 10 hours already. So we saw, some of his songs. But what I heard reports, he did a great job. He did a great job, and I like what LL was doing about this as well. So apparently all these people on the bill, they have like ownership into this festival, Rock the Bells festivals, which is probably going to go on to other cities. But these performers, they have like stock in the game, stock in these festivals that's about to partake in. LL was giving them the opportunities to make monies by having stock into it. Well, that's unheard of. It's like kind of getting back the money that they didn't get in the beginning. LL he fit the bill on this. He's doing all this possible with this. So, shout out to the GOAT, LL Cool J, to make that happen. Again, stage presence, like nothing's ever left that guy. That guy, he just has it. And LL is just doing stuff for people. And I'm sure this is gonna go on from city to city based on it. And before I forget too, so again, like I mentioned, we talked about Kid Capri. Kid Capri, the party rocker. Kid Capri, if you haven't seen Kid Capri rock a show, he's like no other. That guy is scratching and washing his, wiping his brow. He's doing everything, this and that, getting the crowd hype. This is another icon who rocked the mic, who rocked the stage, when it's between acts and everything like this. He did his thing. And Roxanne Shante, the hostess with the mostest, Roxanne Shante, still got it, still doing her thing. Had a great time, man. Had a great time doing this, man. But, I just want to share, like, if anybody's listening from Rock the Bells or LL's camp or something like that, I just want to provide a little bit of feedback that will make the next concert even that much stronger and more better. Okay? And it had nothing to do with the acts in there. And again, this is one of my this positive feedback that I'm giving back for witnessing this, because this is a great concert. I witnessed greatness here. It was 9 hours. So be it. But again, there's some feedback I just want to provide. Like, for example, we went to Forest Hills Stadium. Now, I've been to stadiums in my day, Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium, now Citi Field, everything like that. You have to have parking at a stadium. Forest Hills did not have parking. We had to park on the street. That is crazy. You can't have a venue where there's no parking. Can't do that. Okay, can't do that. All right? Also, got to take care of those lines for the food. We got to get food selections together. Got to get that done. If this is going to be done as a festival, you can't run out of chicken wings. Heard they ran out of nice chicken wings. They ran out. That can't happen. That can't happen. You got to have ushers for these seats. I'm just one person. But again, this could have happened to a lot of people. You go, you get up and leave, and you come back and your seats are gone. Nah, you got to have the muscle. There has to be an usher in there to regulate it. Can't be no street justice. I was fortunate. We was able to rectify it, but that could have got ugly really quick. You need the muscle. You need the ushers. So these things have to be done. If you were listening out there, Rock the Bells, L's, Cool J's, people, what have you, to make it even stronger, because it's going to be this festival is going to continue on. It's going to get stronger, but that's a little insight I want to provide. We got to have these things solidified on the next one to make it even bigger and better and brighter. Okay, bigger and different. That was one of LL's albums. Look that up. Google that up. All right, Google that. And finally, what I want to talk about was, and I just heard this hot off the presses on this Transition Tuesday, Serena Williams is retiring. Is walking away from tennis. The GOAT of tennis, or women's tennis. The GOAT. This young lady is this. So I just wanted to read this, and I want to see how this ties into Transition Tuesday. It really does, by this quote that Serena was talking about. She goes, "I have never liked the word retirement." Right? It doesn't feel like a modern word to me. I've been thinking of this as a transition. That's what Serena Williams is saying. Not a retirement, a transition. But I want to be sensitive about how I use that word, which means something very specific and important to the community of people. And she goes on to say, maybe the best word to describe what I'm up to is evolving. And that's what we do. With transition, you take the word transition. It's the same thing, transition and evolving, that go hand in hand. So I'm glad she really used these words. She says, I'm here to tell you that I'm evolving away from tennis. Transitioning on this Transition Tuesdays. Transitioning, evolving away from tennis towards other things that are important to me. So shout out to the Queen, Serena Williams, my sister. Oh, you didn't know that was my sister, huh? I don't know. Maybe she could be. She could be some kin. I don't know. Last name Williams. You just never know. She could be some kin. But shout out to Serena Williams for able to retire, to evolve, okay? Evolving and transitioning. Able to do that. She's going out on her own terms. And as an athlete, you want to go out on your own terms. If you have that opportunity to do so, that is a great thing. So shout out to the Queen Serena Williams, doing the thing. And most likely, hopefully, maybe her daughter. I see her daughter, taking swings. I know she's a tad. She's, really small. But hey, she might just be the next champion, the next line of champions, my kin. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, and think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory. And I want to give it up to you guys really quick, okay? I want to give it up to you guys for joining me today on Transition Tuesday. Let me give you guys your applause. Hold on. Man, let me do that. For you guys who come on, you check us out, the Transition Army, every Tuesdays, I want to give you guys applause. All right? So let's get to my theme music. Here we go. Yes, sir. Yes. Alrighty. Thank you, Transition Army, for watching Transition Tuesdays each and every Tuesdays. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Now, you can see our past episodes. In this episode, if you go to our YouTube channel, Transition Tuesdays, okay? Go there and make sure when you're on the channel, make sure you like and subscribe before you leave. Do me a favor and do that, okay? If you haven't been following me, you can follow me on Instagram at Russ Will Transitions. That's Russ Will Transitions with an S. Please follow me and I'll follow you back. I guarantee I will definitely do that for you as well. Want to give a super duper shout out to our sponsor, Sweet Candy Cafe, located in downtown Lumberton, North Carolina, the home of Southern sweetness. So after this show, make sure you go to sweetcandycafe.com and order your confectionery goodies. They ship home and abroad. All right, we got to support small businesses. And this particular small business at Sweet Candy Cafe is celebrating 10 years, a decade of excellence in November. So let's go flood it. Let's flood good businesses and great businesses. All righty? Make sure you go to sweetcandycafe.com to do that. All righty? So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as we say in parting, happy transitioning, and we'll speak to you soon. God bless.